Part 2 to SaaS, Paas, and Iaas. Hi, I'm Ron Hogue. In the last video, we took a look at SaaS, Paas, and Iaas, really a high-level overview. Didn't get a whole lot into the detail, just give you a glimpse of what these concepts are, but didn't really explain them as thoroughly as I wanted to. So in this video, I want to take the time to explain them, give you the explanations as well as examples for each of these, and that should solidify everything for us in regard to those three concepts. So let's take a look. Cloud computing service models, SaaS, Paas, and Iaas. If you recall, this is a two-part video series. Part 1 we already covered, overview and framework. In this video, part 2, we want to give some explanation to these concepts. We want to give you examples for these concepts. We just scratched the surface on the first video, so let's dive in and really try to understand these concepts of SaaS, Paas, and Iaas. First, SaaS, software as a service. The old school way we did things was to buy software outright. We would go to the store, we would purchase the software, we would install it on one machine because we only had the license to install it on a single device, and it was up to us, the users, to install any kind of patches, and if we needed to upgrade that software, it cost us more money for the software. Examples of this would be Microsoft Office or even Scrabble. Now, the new school way with software as a service is to not have an outright purchase. We don't have to do any kind of installation. We don't necessarily have licenses for machines. The patches that are rolled out happen automatically. Upgrades just happen. It's not something that we need to do. We're not involved in those processes. Examples now include Google Docs and Words with Friends. So in the past, where we had to purchase Microsoft Office and put it on one machine, we can now use Google Docs, and it doesn't matter what machine I'm on, as long as I have access to the internet, I have access to my Google Docs. Similarly, with Words with Friends, you don't have to install anything in order to run Words with Friends. It's just an application that runs out on the web somewhere, and you interact with it. With Platform as a Service, it's really designed for developers. These developers are going to create programs or the software that we would use on devices. You would have to purchase the platform or the language, the operating language that we would use to create this software. Examples might include C++ or Visual Basic. We would spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars to purchase these platforms in order to create programs for users. Now, with Platform as a Service, it's still for developers, and it's typically used for creating apps. Rather than needing to purchase the software or the language, we can use an existing platform that's available on the internet. Examples include Microsoft Azure and Google App Engine. With Infrastructure as a Service, back in the day, we would buy physical machines. We would buy physical desktops, servers, and there would be a capital expenditure to that. We would have to have an outlay of several thousands of dollars in order to acquire those resources. Those resources would be maintained in-house. These would be our physical desktops and our servers. Now, the new way of doing this is to rent the virtual machines when we need them. This is now an operational expenditure. I can pay monthly for the service rather than having to pay thousands or tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars all up front. Another huge benefit for this is that I only pay for the capacity that I need. So if I work for a financial institution, for example, and we have tax season, then I know that from January till April, I'm going to invest more money because I'm going to require a greater amount of processing power. Come May through December, I might not need any processing power, so I won't have to pay for anything. This infrastructure is maintained off-site. I don't have any servers that I have to rack. I don't have to power them on. I don't have to do any hardware upgrades to them. It's all handled by a third party somewhere outside of my organization. Examples include Amazon's EC2 and Rackspace Hosting. There you have it. I hope it makes sense to you, SaaS, Paas, and Iaas. If you have more questions about what those three things are, drop a comment below and I'll be happy to check that out and get back to you. If this is good stuff, like it, tweet it, subscribe it, and share it. I'm Ron Hogue. I'll see you in the next video.